Okay, welcome guys. The session is officially recording and we're here to look at how a project manager can assemble project team. You can call it project kickoff meeting. It's very important because this is the beginning. Yeah, this is the first appearance for you to the team members as their leader. So you must know what to do. Everybody should be looking up to you. At this point, they are assessing you and try to understand whom you are. So the first thing you do will make a lot of impression about you. If you didn't get it at the beginning, it's going to go a long way. But if you show a gold standard level of management, then everybody will follow suit. But if you mess up from the beginning, you will struggle to clean the mess all the way. That's why it's important you take this project kickoff meeting very, very important. This is the first meeting you're having with your team. So let's look at how this can be achieved. I've created step by step of what to do when you want to have this meeting. Yeah. With that, you are not going to struggle. You will see, you already know what to do. Yeah. Okay. If you look at our breakdown structure, you see this is where we are. We are now at the project kickoff meeting. So, and then what is this project kickoff meeting? A project kickoff meeting is the formal start of a project where stakeholders, team members, and the project manager come together to establish a shared understanding of the project objective, scope, and the plan. So the purpose is to create alignment, ensure all stakeholders understand the project goal, project scope, and deliverables, and engagement, build enthusiasm and commitment among team members and stakeholders. Provide clarity. Provide an opportunity to clarify roles, responsibilities, timeline, and expectation. And communication, establish communication protocol, and foster collaboration. So now if you look at all these key purposes and the definition of project kickoff meeting, you will see the importance of what we have done already. You see project review. If you have not done a thorough project review, then you come to project kickoff meeting. What are you going to tell them? Are you going to tell them you do not understand why these people are invited us here? So you see the purpose. These are things you need to have done. You need to have set the table before calling a meeting. You can't just, the first day you reported, you do not even know anybody, you call a meeting. That's why I say it's important to prepare. This we have been doing is part of the preparation. You need to identify stakeholders and the expectation, so that when you have your team members, some people are going to ask you dangerous questions that is going to throw you off balance, and you should be ready to answer these questions. You need to create a mini work breakdown structure like the one I've already created. Define roles and responsibilities. Some will know their role, but they will claim they don't know what they are here for. They will ask you, and you are going to give them a clear understanding of their roles and responsibilities. So That is it. You see here, provide an opportunity to clarify rules, responsibilities, timelines, and expectations. So if you did not understand the expectation from the stakeholders, what are you going to tell them? So if you did not create communication plan from day one, you know, after stakeholder analysis or within stakeholder analysis, you create a communication plan for every stakeholder. Is important because at this meeting, you need to let them know the method of communication. So if you want to prepare, if you want to call a meeting, this will guide you. This is a very good step-by-step approach that will help you to do a thorough kickoff meeting. First, define the agenda, objective of the meeting. Why are you calling the meeting? The meeting is to establish a shared understanding. So everybody should be on the same page in that project. And you start leading. You are not going to call them for a meeting to ask them for permission to lead them or to tell them we have just been appointed as a team, as a project manager. You're already a project manager. You are calling them so that you hit the ground running. No time to waste. The money is already, because they've already started coming to work and you've already started paying them. So you've already started burning the resources. So there is no time to waste. You need to understand the project overview, which covers the scope objective. This is already in the project brief. So you are not going to struggle with the project overview because you have it in your project brief. You are not going to struggle with roles and responsibilities. You already done a good RACI metrics. You've already done stakeholder analysis. So you already know what everybody you are inviting in that meeting stands to do. Key timeline is already expected that we should know the expected timeline here with your project brief and milestones. If you've created a mini project breakdown structure to guide you, you should have an idea of what your milestone will look like and communication plan. So if you have followed it sequentially, what we have been doing and doing it seriously, there is no way you are going to struggle to define the agenda of the meeting. If you cannot define the agenda of the meeting, don't call a meeting. Okay, you are going to likely come with some documents. For that meeting, you need to share some documents. For instance, you need to come with a project brief. In some cases, you find out that you have not created a project charter. But in some cases, you find out that you already have a project charter. Whichever one you have, you come with it. Work breakdown structure is expected. You already have a mini work breakdown structure. You come with it so that you should be able to talk authoritatively about the milestones. RACI metrics, you should have a RACI metrics document. You come with it. As a matter of fact, on that day, everybody should have a copy or have access on where to get it from the project repository. Risk register is optional, or red log at this point is optional. You might not have gotten it at this point. Yeah, but if you have it, it's good. We are going to look at it later in this project, but at this point, it's optional. Then, once you have all these documents ready, you have to decide who is attending this meeting. If the project sponsor is available, the project sponsor must be invited. In case if team members have some questions they want to understand directly, the project sponsor should be able to address any challenge or any concern. But if the project sponsor is not disposed, you can represent the project sponsor and give the project sponsor a feedback after the meeting. Then other key stakeholders, you use your expertise to make sure that you know the stakeholders to invite. All the relevant stakeholders that need to be here, you need to invite them. Yeah, we know that we have stakeholders like external stakeholders. We see that local councils are stakeholders. We see that health and safety officers are stakeholders. We equally say that families of our stakeholders. So if they are stakeholders, I don't expect you to go and start inviting all these people in this meeting. That's why I say use your expert knowledge to know the relevant stakeholder to invite in this meeting. And you must invite all the team members, both technical team members, business team members, all the team members available at this point. You must invite them. Then another thing you need to consider is logistics. As you are preparing for this meeting, you need to make arrangement for logistics. How do you want to have this meeting? Is it going to be virtual meeting like the one I'm having with you? What I'm having with you is called virtual meeting. Is it going to be virtual meeting via virtual platform? Then you need to create a link with agenda and send it to every team member or every participant. If it's not a virtual meeting, if it's going to be on site. So if it's not remote, then it's on site. If it's going to be on site, then you make sure that wherever the meeting is going to hold, if it's in the workplace conference hall, you make sure you book the conference hall ahead of time. And make sure that the conference hall is still available, like 1 hour or 2 hours before the meeting, because you might have gone to book a conference hall for you and your team to have a meeting, and you get there with your team and you find out that the board of directors are having meeting. You cannot go and chase away the board of directors because of your projects. It's not possible. Or they have external auditors. You say, yeah, you can't do that. So that's why these are some of the risks. And you must always have arrangement plan. If it's not working, then you quickly find alternative venue for the meeting. Or if your venue is taken and there is no alternative, so you have enough time to cancel the meeting. So that not when people come to they travel all the way and come for the meeting, you tell them that the venue has been taken. Some people are not going to take you seriously anymore. Yeah. So it's very, very important to confirm venue, whether virtual venue or on-site venue. Then if you are going to present, make sure there is presentation tools. Yeah, if you are going to present on site, then you make sure there is projector you are going to use, or you find out the method of or tool they are using. if it's projector or whatever, then you must have gone to familiarize yourself with the presentation tool before the time. If it's software, you make sure you have the right software for your presentation. Whichever way, make sure you are ready for that. If you are going to use a PowerPoint, if you are going to use whichever one, like you see, I'm having a meeting with you and I'm not using PowerPoint, I'm using a Word document. You decide. The main thing is whichever one you are more comfortable that will help you, and even professionally, to make them understand the agenda for the meeting very well. Distribute agenda and document beforehand. Yes. This agenda, if you are creating a meeting, add agenda. For instance, if it's a virtual meeting, you are creating it, add agenda to the meeting, so that as they are receiving the email for the meeting, the agenda is attached, so that if there is anyone that is expected to make a presentation in that kickoff meeting, the person will be prepared. If there's anybody who needs to present, for instance, the business analyst is attending the meeting, and the business analyst, most time business analysts, they own project scope. They understand it better. So if they need to talk about the project scope, let them know so that they will prepare and come with relevant material if need be. So these are key steps. If you follow these steps one by one, you are not going to struggle. Okay, in the meeting itself, the components of this meeting, how the meeting is going to look like. The first thing is, on the meeting, let's say the meeting has started. This is how the meeting is going to be structured. Welcome and introduction. Introduce attendees, highlight rules, and set collaborative tone. Collaborative tone means, yeah, we are here for discussion. You are not here to direct them, to tell them I'm the project, they already know you are the project manager, and they already know that project manager is the leader. So you are not going to come and tell them, my name is Aisha, I'm the project manager here, and everybody must abide by my rule. If you don't abide by my rule, I will show you the door. There is no need for that. You've already created hostile environment for everybody. They are not going to be comfortable with you anymore. Everybody, before you know it, they start murmuring. People are no longer at ease. The tension is high. You come for a meeting and you find out that everybody will high or more. No be small thing, no tension high you, because of the tone. Tone is enough. But if you don't need to come equally to tell them that this is our meeting, all of us owns this project. Just in any way you can contribute to this project, I'm ready to follow you. Anyway, no, you are not following anybody. Now you are handing over your power to them. But you need to be firm. You need to be calm. You need to be friendly. You need to be gentle. And yeah. And if you know how to crack joke, crack joke. But don't crack joke that will destroy the whole meeting. You know? So, yeah. Once you can set the floor with a collaborative tone, everybody will relax. And the meeting will start flowing, and the project will start flowing. Then, the project overview. You must provide a high-level summary of the project's purpose, scope, objective, and expected outcome. So if you have digested the project brief, you have documented the project brief very well, I don't see you struggling to do that. Number 3, you need to let everybody know their roles and responsibilities. From day one, everybody should know what they've come here to do. There is no ambiguity. It must be in a very clear terms. Everybody knows what they mean to do. Clear roles and who is accountable for what tasks. So this is where the racing metrics comes handy. You might want to start distributing the racing metrics if you have a hard copy, or you share you share it on your slide, or you give them a link to go get it because it's important. Timeline and milestone. From that date, they should know the amount of time you people have to deliver that project and expected milestones. It's important. That's why you need to create a work breakdown structure. Present the project schedule, major milestone, and key deadlines. It's important. Risk. Even if you don't have risk register or risk or red log, if you look at the project brief, you find out that in project brief, we capture some elements of risk. We'll capture some risk management. That is, for now, that's enough for you to, because you have to talk about risk. Share initial risk, assumption, and mitigation strategies. Address the method of communication. Let everybody know the way to communicate. That is communication plan. Discuss how the team communicates. You know, is it through meetings? How do we communicate? Is it through daily stand-up? Is it through weekly project reports? Is it how? How do you save documents? Is it via email if you finish your work? Where is the collaborative environment? Which collaborative environment are we using? Is it Jira? Is it Trello? Is it FreeCamp? Is it Asana? Is it Monday.com? Is it Microsoft Team? You must state the communication channels and frequency. Yeah. If they don't know what stakeholder analysis, if you go to stakeholder analysis document, is there. You might want to share it with everybody because it's not your personal document. It belongs to everybody. Yeah. If it's WhatsApp, then you make sure that every team member should be a member of that WhatsApp. Yeah. Companies are beginning to adopt WhatsApp now as a casual, let me call it casual communication method. It's casual, but most of the official communication goes via the email and project repository. Yeah. And you are not here to dominate, just, you are not a dictator. You are a leader that lead by example. So when you finish presenting or talking, you should give other people a chance to talk. You should give other people chance to ask questions. You guys see the way I do. At times, my question and answer will even be time will even be bigger than my real lesson duration. But some of you here, after speaking, you say, yes, I've done, so see you next time. I don't have time for any question. Yeah, you have to follow what everything I said as Idi Amin. I've seen so many of you now. You see here, they will look so innocent. You give them small power or more. See Abacha take over. All right. So Allow participants to ask questions and clarify doubts. Next step, outline immediate action. Like I said, this project starts immediately. So you cannot, after the meeting, you tell them, so we are going to see now, let's see what they want us to do. I will communicate to you people when we understand what we are here to do. How can you say that? I will communicate to you people when we understand what they want us to do. You can't do that. That is a blunder. From that meeting, you already outline next action, assign taxes, and confirm follow-up. Yeah? So you might say immediately after the meeting or within the meeting, you know what next? I can just, for instance, here, after the meeting, I can say identify scope of work. I would say next action, business analyst. I can say, Mr. John, you know, you are the BA here. We need to understand, we need to have the full detail of the project scope. What we have here is the high level of the project scope. We need a detail. With that, you have assigned the next action. And this should be ready in the next 2 days. Check your freight camp and see, you go to freight camp, not just say it, you go to freight camp and delegate, assign this role to the person. You know, these are tasks here, you see tasks. These are tasks stroke activities. From there, you start, whichever one, you start assigning it to the next people, and they know what they start doing immediately. So that's what means that the project have already started. They must know what they are taking home. This next step is what we call take home. Take home. Everybody in a meeting must know the outcome of that meeting. And the next time the meeting is going to take place. From the meeting, as the meeting are closed, everybody know when the next meeting should be coming. So with this, if you follow it very well, adopt this template, you are not going to struggle. Best practice for a successful kickoff meeting, keep it focused, stick to the agenda and avoid unnecessary discussions. Because in as much as I say, try to use a collaborative tone, don't go and make it like you guys are there for TikTok chats, you know, where we'll be playing around and be sharing emoji and, you know, no. You have, because little thing, this is the time some people are going to try you. They are going to try to see, some of them who want distraction. This opportunity, they will throw some, to know your reaction, they will throw some stones. If you find out you have that kind of people, it's time you caution them immediately. In as much as you look calm, you are gentle, but they want to, you caution them, let them know you are a professional. You are not here for child's play. So encourage participation. Kickoff meeting encourage participation. Allow stakeholders to share their insight and concern. Use visual aid. Leverage presentation, charts, and other visual tools to enhance understanding. Document everything. Record meeting minutes, action points, and discussion made during the meeting. And set clear expectation. Ensure everybody leaves the meeting knowing their roles and next steps, which I said that you must know your role. Even if you know your role and you do not understand what your role is, so use that meeting as an opportunity to understand it, because it can be clarified for you because the project manager is there, and it's expected the project manager must have done his or her own homework very well. Outcome of kickoff meeting, shared understanding. By the time everybody is going, everybody already know what the project is all about, the key project goals, scope, and timeline. Assign responsibilities, everybody already know their clear roles and accountability. Action plan, immediate tasks and next step to move the project forward. And the minutes of the meeting, a document summarizing the discussion and decision. So many of you do not know how to write minutes of the meeting. So that's why I attach minutes of the meeting at the bottom of this lesson. So we'll briefly talk about minutes of meetings. You will not have any excuse to fail. So, example of an agenda for a kickoff meeting. If you've not seen, you can adopt this one. The other one is a template, but this one is live. So here you see the way it's broken down from 10 a.m. to 11:30. You see everything is broken down, and here this meeting is meant to last for 1 hour 30 minutes. And within that 1 hour 30 minutes, every component or every agenda item is assigned a time slot. So from 11 a.m., so there is no time for wasting. If you go and start with pleasantry, how far now? You made it in this meeting. I don't know you are part of this project. So where are you from, Seth? You don't have this time. All these ones can happen after the meeting, all this pleasantry. But once we enter this meeting, all this pleasant, cut it off. Just welcome an introduction, because you have 15 minutes to do that. As a project man, you see who is doing it. Project manager does the presentation. Project manager welcome everybody and does the introduction. Then project overview. Like I said, if we have the project sponsor is very good at project sponsor speak about the project. But if the project sponsor is not there, the project manager will take another 15 minutes to give the project overview. Then project scope, the business analyst will take over from here. If we have business analysts to talk about the scope, objective, and deliverables. If we don't have business analyst, project manager is their duty as well. Yeah, another 15 minutes, timeline, milestone, and communication action plan. Project manager, you stand up again and give another presentation. Then another 15 minutes, risk and mitigation. If we have risk manager, the risk manager will talk about the risk. If we don't have project manager, you are all rounder. You hit the ground running. Then after that, question and answer, all participants, then everybody will start raising hand, just like the way I do it. And the first person to raise hand, you start from there. Don't go and start from the bottom. Maybe, you know now, as I shall say, Vivian, my pali. Let me just like call Vivian before Macy. This Macy where they always rub shoulder with me. You don't do that. You already start shooting or creating a limit unnecessarily. If Messi first raise hand, attend to Messi, you know? So do it professionally and everybody will be happy. And then the last 15 minutes, you use it to next the closing remark. Next steps, what needs to be done. Everybody needs to be on the same page, and then you close the remark. Thank everybody, appreciate them, and yeah, it ends there. So, and that's it. So, with all this, I don't see any of us here. As a matter of fact, if you lay your hands on this note, it's a very big expo for you as a young project manager. So you can handle meeting that even the president is there with ease. So a well-structured project kickoff meeting sets the tone for the project success. It ensures alignment, clarity, and commitment from all stakeholders, creating a solid foundation for the project execution. Yeah. Okay. These are reflective questions I want people to address. What challenges could arise during a kickoff meeting and how would you address them? So, you know that this is the last day we're meeting for this week. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So this is their reflection for this week. Go and reflect on this question and post your thoughts on our WhatsApp platform. And yeah, so the project meeting minutes. So minutes of the meeting, like I said, so many of us, because we've started means we've started, and we need to understand how to document the outcome of our meeting. If you know how to facilitate a kickoff meeting, but you don't know how to harness the outcome of the meeting, it's going to be difficult for you. So let's look at this kickoff meeting. So it's going to help you to sync, because we'll be having a lesson on other meetings as we're proceeding. So what are project meeting minutes or minutes of the meeting? So minutes of the meeting are official record of discussion, decision, and action item from a meeting. They serve as a reference document to ensure accountability and alignment among project stakeholders. It's very important. Yeah, it's very important aspect of the whole project life cycle, because project, you are going to be having countless of meetings, and you need to keep record of every meeting you've had, because every meeting is very important. It's a reference point. Yeah, the meeting that you even ignored or did not pay attention or not take might be the meeting that might save you in future. So it's important to take every meeting seriously. Keep record of every meeting. Something might happen. You might be working on federal government project or public projects using public fund, and something happened, project fail or anything happened, and they set up a committee of inquiry. It might be a record, a minutes of a meeting you kept that will set you free. So don't joke with any record. Okay. It's important because of documentation. It provides a historical record of decision and action. I say historical record. Clarity ensures all participants are clear on the meeting outcome and next steps. Accountability, assign responsibility for action item. Continuity, keeps absent stakeholders or team members informed about what happened. And compliance, act as evidence. That's why it's extremely important. Act as evidence of decisions and agreements made during the project. Every meeting you have with a stakeholder or anybody within the meeting, take record. Because something will happen and they are going to deny you. Everybody will run away. They will deny. But if you have record minutes of that meeting, it's going to set you free. So these are key components of an effective minutes of meeting. This is the way you should detail, meeting detail. The meeting, if you conventionally, as a project manager, conventionally, we should have a secretary, somebody that writes for you. In every meeting, they take note for you, note takers. But we are living in a more sophisticated era. So make sure you have AI agent that does this for you, that does take note for you, record of the meeting for you. This lesson I'm having here, Google Gemini is taking note for us. Every meeting we've had, there is a note, a minute for it. If you want me to show you everything, is in our drive, in our Google Drive. You go there, all the meeting oasis will start this. So anything you say, Mr. Charles, the video is recorded and the transcription of the video is equally there. So it's important you record even the video, the audio, and transcribe it as a note. So the meeting details, time, date, time, location, meeting type, and attendees. Agenda item, topic discussed during the meeting, key decision, that is summary of important discussion, decision and agreement, action item, tasks assigned, deadlines, and responsible person, decision made, specific decision agreed upon during the meeting, next steps, immediate actions or follow-up required after the meeting, miscellaneous note, any additional observation or note relevant to the meeting. These are what you need to document, not only in kickoff meeting, but every meeting you are having. Use this as a template to be documenting it. It's extremely important. Step by step for writing this, prepare before the meeting, understand the agenda, review the meeting agenda and key decision points. Use a template. Why I say you should use a template? So that you have a uniformity. All you are not, if you don't use a uniformity, some minutes we go to, we be going to Asaba. The other one will be going to Onitsha. So let everybody have, or the project have a unified document. Unified document. So use template, prepare a meeting minute with a template for consistency. Step 2, record during the meeting. Essential notes. Capture key points, decisions, and action. Avoid transcribing every word. If you use SIMA, the AI agent, AI is very smart. It knows when we are talking of point. That point, you see that is not going to capture it. So it's only important decision that is summarize all key decisions. Identify speakers. Attribute key statement to the relevant individuals. Highlight action item. Record who is responsible, what needs to be done, and the deadline. Review and finalize. Clarify details. Review unclear points with participants if necessary. Use clear language. Ensure the document is concise, professional, and easy to read. And distribute. After every meeting, distribute the outcome of the meeting. At times, you people will be seeing what I'm doing. You don't know everything I'm doing. If you are looking at it, whenever we finish a lesson, I record the lesson, the video, and I post it. That video I recorded is the minutes of the meeting. So that anybody who didn't attend the meeting or the lesson, you already have access to everything discussed. You cannot say, we covered everybody's back. If you, after this, and you say, I attended a boot camp to become a project manager and I couldn't become a project manager, it's your fault, not me. Because the one you participated is recorded. If the one you did not participate, it's still recorded there for you. And we'll try to make it available for you. So that is it. And we equally share the notes. So I try to lead by example. Distribute. Timely sharing. Send minutes of the meeting between 24 to 48 hours. That's what I do. Because I want it to be fast, I hired someone to be doing it. As a matter of fact, this video will be by tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, they must have uploaded it to YouTube. And it's because we're having little issue, which I'm going to rectify. It's already even the one of yesterday is already there in the course portal. We try to be do what we preach. Secure approval. Circulate the review and confirm from key attendees if required. Store for future references. Centralized location. Save the minutes in a shared repository for easy access. That's why where I'm saving our meeting, the outcome of our every lesson, everybody should access it. If you can't access it, then it's not my fault, because we make sure that it's uploaded in YouTube. Even if you are still struggling to sign up, you can still access it. That is central repository. Everybody can access it. And that's it. This is a template that will help you to write a minutes. You see here, you see minutes of the title, full tracker expansion, status updates, time, date and time, 22nd of November, 10 a.m., location Zoom, or if it's not Zoom, conference room A, attendees, the list attendant, participant, agenda, brief review of the discussion topic, key discussion is summarize point from discussion, decision made, specific outcome of the meeting, action item, task, responsible person, and deadline, next meeting. And this is the actual minutes of the meeting. You see here, the title is Vendor Onboarding Strategy for Futraco Expansion. The date is 21st of November 2024, 2 p.m. Location, Microsoft team. Attendees, project manager, logistic lead, vendor relations officer, IT lead. Agenda, to discuss vendor onboarding challenges, finalize logistics partnership. Key discussion, delay in onboarding, need for automation in the vendor registration process. Decision made, number 1, to automate vendor registration within 2 weeks. And another decision made, number 2, partner with local logistic company. These are 2 key decisions from this meeting. Action item. So we agree that vendor relationship officer should start immediately to centralize contracts and this should be ready by 30th November. And IT lead to propose automation tool by 25th of November. And follow up, next meeting, follow up on progress. This progress action item, the next is to discuss the follow up, which will be on 28th November, meaning that by 28th November, we'll discuss this, and that's it. So looking at that, you see we've captured the minutes of this meeting, and very well. So that's it. The best practice for effective minutes of meetings: focus on key points, avoid unnecessary details, stick to decision and action, be neutral, write objectively without bias, don't decide anybody or no favoritism, go straight to the point, use standard template, maintain consistency across meeting, be prompt, share the meeting as soon as possible, so that nobody will say, I couldn't do this, I wasn't sure, I couldn't get the exact. So even if some people who attended the meeting, one thing or the other, some of them started sleeping, they couldn't capture everything. The minutes of the meeting will refresh everybody and bring everybody back to the table. So everybody must always be on the same page. You can't say, I slept off. After sleeping off, you wake up and go and read the minutes of the meeting or go and watch the video. Yeah. So that's it. No activity on this. And we'll have reflective question. How can minutes of the meeting improve accountability and project outcome? So we have 2 reflection question you need to go and think about yourself and come and tell us what is outcome of your reflection based on this topic. Yeah, you have the whole weekend, the whole rest of the weekend to do that. Yeah, so this is the end of my story, and I'm done. So,
Mr. Charles, that was super.
All right, thank you. Yeah.
Well done, sir.
Yeah, welcome. So if you have question, yeah, we can reflect together about try to make everything simple for everybody. Okay, Christiana.
Okay, good evening, Mr. Charles. Okay, my question is this. How often are we expected to call for meetings in the course of handling a project? And the reflective question we talked about, are we expected to do a presentation in class, or we are supposed to submit it on the WhatsApp group?
That's why I said that some people are sleeping in my class, because I told you that post your reflection on the WhatsApp group. Secondly, I equally maintain my stand that you'll be sleeping in my class because I clearly said that in stakeholder analysis, we talk about communication, how frequent, didn't we? Frequent of communication, which we say that when you are coming for this meeting, you have to carry everything because you've done stakeholder analysis. During the stakeholder analysis, you should know how often you should be calling for a meeting. You have to decide when you're doing your stakeholder analysis.
I want you to go back and relate to your own family. You don't know your own family that already.
Drama, we
Let
know
your
you are in
family
the
be
picture, we
already.
know you don't
Always
get
an
it.
over there. And
Please,
look at the
just
pattern of life.
before we put you on mute. So,
Look at the pattern of things. But let you know, they will all know the same story.
if it happens next time, I will remove you. I don't have time to be putting anybody on mute because everybody here is an adult. Instead of me to put you on mute, I'll prefer to remove you because I'm wicked when it comes to this. So, Christiana, the frequency of your meeting determine on your stakeholder analysis. So you do stakeholder analysis and you know how often you'll be calling. If it's a reporting, for instance, we say project status reports. We say that project status reports, it can be done on weekly basis, depending on. So if you are meeting with the project kickoff meeting, is a one-off meeting. So you don't need to do project kickoff meeting, but status reports can be every week, can be every 2 weeks. You can have a daily stand-up if you are using Agile. But we're not, so it depends on the methodology you are using and the outcome of your stakeholder analysis. So, yeah. In my team, I have weekly status reports. The team must come every week to report what they've done. So, yeah, you choose whichever one you want. Juliet Benjamin Okeke.
Good evening, Mr. Charles. Um,
Mhm.
Thank you for the lesson. Sorry, I
Mhm.
wasn't there in the last lesson. I don't know if you discussed it, but I wanted to ask what strategy,
If
what
you are
strategy.
if you are in my meet, if you have been attending my classes, you know that the ground rule that we don't talk to people who don't know. So
Put on your video.
Um, sorry. Okay.
Turn on your camera.
Yeah, trying to turn it on. Already sleeping. Okay, so I was saying that I wanted to know how to um identify the team um members of the team, especially if the project manager is in a new environment. Let's take for instance in a school. So probably someone was made a project manager and you're supposed to select members of your team. What's the best way to do that, please?
if you want to understand whom you are working with, the best approach is to go to the HR. They know whom people, they know their people they employed. Is it not HR that employs people? They employ people, they know the purpose of why they employed you. So if you don't know your team members or the project sponsor do not know the people they've hired already, then go to HR. They will give you list of all the people they hired for that project. If you join an ongoing project as a project manager. But if you are starting the project, you might have a chance of being part of the recruitment team. Yeah. So it's very simple.
All right. If the project manager is supposed to recruit within the school, like members of the staff in that school, and before then, like even the HRs, some people might be so biased that they might have groups that they support in a school. So the HR might not really give you the best hand. It might be like, maybe these people are my people. I need to give them so that they can represent me or my group, something like that. In
Well,
such case,
if that is what you people are doing, then you people are doing the wrong thing. Yeah, your HR should not supposed to be biased because they are killing the company. They are recruiting the wrong personnel, and that HR should be fired if that is investigated. So if there is any such behavior or event or incident, is a gross misconduct, and such person should be removed from that company.
okay. So as a project manager, in that case, how would the project manager act?
I've told
What's
you,
that?
you go to HR. HR will
Mhm.
give you a list of all the people in that project. Because if the HR do not know the people in a project, then I'm sorry, then you go to project management office. Every organization have what we call project management office.
Yeah.
They are the police of the project management office can supervise up to 30 projects. They know who should be in that project. They have the template in that project. They have, but so many companies do not have it. If they don't have HR, if the HR do not know, and they do not have project management office, then they should come and hire me to help them set up their organization.
Okay. Yeah, they don't have. I'm actually trying to, propose that and been trying about it. So,
Okay.
but yeah, just trying to see what happens next in case we have the next meeting.
Okay. So that is it. So the HR should wake up and do their job.
Okay.
And the the PMO office should be set up immediately.
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
right.
thank you.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Madam Aisha.
Good evening, sir. Thank you for this class today. It was very insightful. My question is still in line with what Madam Juliet said. In a situation like we are in Nigerians, and to an extent, the system is kind of corrupt. Like people don't get the right people in place, and when something is you're supposed to correct something, there is this bias, just like she said. I don't know what she's referring to, if it's within Nigeria or not in Nigeria, but in a situation as a project manager, you already know that okay, you're brought into this system as a project manager to kickstart something. And when you reach out to the HR that these are the kind of people you want to work with, and they are trying to tell you maybe the HR has a brother that is a business analyst and he's not a good business analyst, and maybe all the teams of the people they brought in are people that if you work with these people you'll not achieve anything. And like you said, sir,
So, excuse me, how do you condemn somebody without even having working with the person? You say if you work with the person, how do you know you're not gonna? You yourself already biased. You cannot say if you work with this person, you are not gonna achieve anything, and you have not worked with the person. If HR has a brother, and the brother is qualified to do the job, I don't have any problem with hiring the brother. Yeah. So, if we have two brothers and they are the best brain, as a matter of fact, here in UK, we have two brothers, Ed Miliband and David Miliband. Okay. But both of them become the best parliamentarian to lead the party. Both of them were voted, and both of them ran for the primaries to lead the party. And everybody were happy because they are the best. And eventually they voted for one brother, the other brother lost. But if it's in Nigeria, they will say, how can two brothers? How can two brothers? In this case, who is biased? So the point I'm making that if HR is a brother to HR, does not make him not being a good project manager, business analyst. But if you have worked with the person and the person is not good, then you have evidence against the person. That will then you go for another person that you have evidence while this person is not good, not because he's HR's brother. I want to put it clear. If you want to say that something is not good, you must have a good reason to say that it's not good. Because if you are talking about biasness, you saying that a brother to HR is not good because it's a brother to HR, I will say you are the one who is biased, not the HR. So the point is, when you want to condemn somebody or condemn something, you must have evidence. Not because of sentiment or tribalism or no. You must have evidence. He couldn't do the job. Everything he's done does not align to the standard. Yeah, you have evidence. Not because he's a brother to this. As a matter of fact, if a governor, for me, if a governor thinks that his son is the best, and if actually the son is the best, why won't the son have the job? Mm-hmm. That's why things are not moving. The best, if the best person to rule Nigeria is a northerner, let's support the person to rule Nigeria. After him, even if the next person who wants to succeed him is still a northerner, then let them continue and let there be improvement, let there be progress. Not that you rotate and you rotate to an idiot, because we are following rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have any other way you want to twist the question, yeah, but the line of question, I don't agree with you.
So, like you're talking about North, I've lived in the North and I've worked in systems where you see things are not going right, and they will tell you this person cannot do this thing, or you've given this person this work to do. The person is not doing it. And they'll tell you that this person is there, that there's a reason why they put the person there, and they cannot.
That's why I'm telling you that I don't believe in that until you yourself test. Because what you are saying is they tell you that that is still gossip until there is evidence. If they said he's a chartered accountant, let's see the audit report. If there is problem with the audit report, that's what we say, not because his father is a senator and he cannot do it. Who tell you that the son of a senator cannot be a good auditor? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
So let us stop that kind of that is biasness. So anything you do should have a backup evidence. That's the way I do my things. I don't believe in gossip. I don't believe they said, they say, or you feel. No. As a project manager, you do not feel. You work with evidence, data. That is the difference between you and others. Others work with intuition. But you as a professional, you don't work with intuition. I think it looks, no, it doesn't. You don't think it doesn't look. This is what it is with practical evidence. I called a meeting on so date. This is the record. You did not attend this meeting. You didn't, yeah, back up. That is it. And the people that I'm working and people before you, I have record. Some of the people who perform well, I might decide to give them some, surprise package. It's based on record. I don't know, in this boot camp, I do not know anybody, and I do not love anybody, and I do not hate anybody. I'm here to do my job. I'm not here to make friends. But if I see a good friend, I'll make. I'm not here to make enemies. But if you want to be my enemy, we will do it very well. I'm here to make everybody here become project manager. And I made, I approached Aisha to become T-League based on practical evidence. He has been consistent. I've laid a ground rule. I said, this is my ground rule. Put on your camera. You do what I do. Every time I come to this class, I put my camera on. That is standard because it's a meeting we're having. You are building that confidence. Some people will hide under camera. Why hiding under camera? When the real job starts, you are not going to hide under camera. Some people will never talk. They will never ask questions. But you are going out there to lead people. If you don't learn how to talk now, how are you going to talk in future? How are you going to organize people? How are you going to? It's not going to work. It's when you start doing it, learning how to do it now. If you can't do it now, when are you going to do it? But she has been following, ticking all the boxes, everything I say. That's how I chose her. I didn't choose her because she's the most beautiful. Yeah, she's beautiful, but it's not because of her beauty. Yeah? So that is it. It's because she's standing out. That is evidence. If you want to say, Mr. Charles, I know some of you say Mr. Charles is already having a crush for Aisha. You are wrong because evidence is there. Mr. Charles Aisha because Mr. Charles like Aisha. No, it's because Aisha stands out. And if you don't like Aisha, then you're already biased because maybe you don't like her because she's trending or because she's a star. You are jealous. That is the way I do my things. So it's based on evidence. And if you say that yeah, it's not true, I'll bring evidence of all the meeting we'll be having. It's recorded. You come out that if you watch all the videos since we started, you see that her camera is always on. You see that she always joins before everybody. That is practical evidence. You cannot say that she's not good because of she's from North or because she's from South. I don't do that. Aisha is from North. Some people say, I'm not going to give it to, let me look for, yeah, I'm here. I'm from Enugu State. I would let's say, let me look who is from Enugu here. Benjamin Okeke. Okeke is from Igbo. My sister. Let me carry and give my sister. Esther. I don't do that. I've seen all the Igbo girls here. Yeah, but you, if you're an Igbo girl like Agatha Ogoke, yeah, I know she's my sister. As a matter of fact, she's from, are you from Ihalmona?
No, sir, I'm anybody.
See, I know, I know where the area she's coming from within Nsukka. She's my sister. I can say, oh, let me give it to her, but no. It's based on practical evidence. I go to Aisha, you know, who is not related to me in any way. And that is it. So, the point I'm making here is that you are a professional. Forget about even project manager. You are a professional. And the way you reason should be different from other people. That's the way they are going to be respecting you. They see you, they say, that woman is like this. If you say something, what she says, that's how they pick up Dora Akunyele. And she started banging her word because she's a very straightforward person. She don't look at faces, don't care. So, when next time you say that somebody is biased, you must have evidence of that biasness. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Mr. Charles, live.
Well done, sir. Greetings. So my question, sir, is usually here when we try to do a minute agenda, we used to have what we call AOB, which means as in order business. Well, here in this, we have question and answer. So I want to know, is it replaceable? Is it the same thing? Because I was thinking that question and answer is maybe specific to the project in hand, while AOB can be other matters that concern the progress of the organizations. So is that why we intentionally moved from here?
AOB and question and answer is the same thing. Question and answer is the standard. It's the standard. Question and answer is the standard. Yeah, that is the best standard. It's simple. You understand. When you finish a presentation, you should expect people to ask questions. And when they ask questions, you answer their question. It's as simple as that. Yeah.
It's okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Mary, your body is hurting here. Out the floor.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you for impacting us all this time. So, sir, my question is, let's imagine, sir, you said we are professionals, project managers, and then maybe you still know one or two things, and then a company or a group of people want you to handle something, but they don't have enough people to carry them out. So do you leave it, or like, and they say that they can't afford it? Like, do you come in like fill in or just leave the project for them? How do you handle such situations, sir?
They don't have enough resources.
Yes, enough people, team members to carry the project out.
Yeah, in a project, and they will don't the project team members, they are still resources. They are resources. I want you to be using the right terminologies.
Okay, sir.
We call the resources, not people
Resources.
or not
Okay.
team members, resources.
Okay, sir.
When we are starting a project, every project should be quantified from the beginning. That's the work of business analysts. And with the support of project, we need to quantify the cost of that project. Yeah, from day one, you should know the amount of people needed to execute that job. If it happened that way, then it boils down that there is poor planning, poor implementation, and it means the project manager is not good, because you are the one that are going to plan the resources. So how are they going to tell you that they'll have, why we are the one leading in their project? I don't get it. You are the planner, you are the manager, and they are telling you they don't have. What do you mean they don't have? From day one, you decide. If they say build this house in 2 months, you know that to build a house in 2 months, they will need, because it's fast, they need a lot of resources. You determine the quantities of a business analyst will cost, what is going to, both material and human resources needed from day one. So you should know the amount of resources needed. If they cannot afford it, then they are not ready for the project. How can someone want to buy a Prado Jeep and you don't have the money for the Prado Jeep? Then you go and buy a Toyota Corolla now, the one you can afford. Can someone buy, can you go and start pricing what you don't have the money for? I don't get that. They say they want this, but they can't afford it. It's not possible. So that's why, if you know what you are doing, if they say this is what they want, you should tell them this is not possible because we can't afford it. We can't afford that kind of project. If they cannot pay, it means they can't afford. And we should have business analysts. They should do all these analysis. If you are building it, most project is you are solving a problem. Trying to solve a problem, you might have so many solutions, options. If you are building a house, let me give you, if you are building a house is a solution. If it's a residential house, is a solution. The solution is to put shelter on you or your family. Yes, everybody, you want to build a big mansion. If you can't afford a mansion, you can afford just a nice detached duplex. If you cannot afford it, you might be able to afford a bungalow. If you cannot afford a bungalow, you might just afford a small boys' quarter. Simple. The main purpose is putting you out of rain and out of sunshine. These are various solutions. You have solved that problem. The money you are going to use to build duplex, build a bungalow is different from the money you are going to use to build a mansion. All of them is still the same thing. If it's a company, if they want to build a very big glass house, good and fine. If they can't afford it, they can still build a small bungalow and start their business. So if you are the business analyst, this is not the work of a project manager. You have to understand this, because project manager, you already concluded that this is starting and this is the resources. Your own is to manage the resources, to make sure that the resources take you through the project. Is the business analyst decide the solution. So if the business analyst say this is what the company can afford, and this is what the solution, what we are building, we can't afford this big glass house, then you go for smaller one. If the company say no, it must be glass house, it means they are very stupid people leading the company. You know, you should allow the person. At times, if the company see from day one, company can see we have 10 million for this project, and at the end of the day, find out that 10 million cannot build this kind of house. In some cases, that's why I've said it from day one. If we cannot have enough money, like here in UK, we don't have enough money to hire the kind of business analysts or project managers, we might decide to come to Africa and hire cheaper labor that will work remotely. Yeah. But yes, they are working remotely, but you are not going to expect them to come to the office. So you have to make sacrifice of them coming to the office because they are going to be working remotely and they are going to be paying them cheaper. But if you want project managers, London project managers, and you want them in the office, then you'll be ready to pay them high rates. As simple as that. But if you want cheap project managers, then you come to Africa, you go to Upwork, and not even LinkedIn, don't go to LinkedIn, go to Upwork and put your work there. You see, you pack a lot of project managers. The money you are going to use to pay one project manager in London here, you can use it to pay 4 project managers from Nigeria. So, but it's not your duty to do all those things. These are the duty of business analysts.
Thank you, sir.
So because this, so many of us are going to be there, there will be a lot of modeling. If you are there in project, they will be bringing the job of a project manager to you, they will bring in the job of a business analyst to you, they will be bringing the job of a data analyst to you, and you'll be confused. I might feel this is not you to decide the availability of resources. Your own is to manage these resources. Whatever they are bringing for you, they must have done the analysis that is going to be enough. And the market you are going to. That's why always we have business analysts working with project manager, because there's a lot of analysis to be done. There's a lot of problems to be solved as the project, because the business analyst solves the problem. Your own is to implement, plan, and use the resources. So,
Thank you, sir.
okay. Esther and Fred,
Yeah.
once we take feedback from Emmanuel Fred, we are going to call it a night. So, Esther.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, sir, I have two. One is question and one is like a suggestion. The first suggestion is this. You talked about we submitting the assignment on the WhatsApp group. So I was like, since most of us find it difficult, like being camera shy, why can we not? Why? I'm just suggesting, can we like maybe come early on Monday and then maybe each one of us will speak, because some of us will not on their camera, even when they want to ask questions. Like some will say they for doing that will also build our confidence in order to face the market, the job market tomorrow. That is my suggestion. And my question might be funny, but you guys should not laugh. We know that as a project manager, we present ourselves as professionals, which we are. Is it that if when doing there's nothing like opening prayer and closing prayer in this when they are doing presentation. And also there is nothing like item 7 in presentation. That is my question. You guys are already laughing. Sorry. Thank you, sir.
Well, it depends on the way you are managing your project. Yeah, it's like the projects you are working, for instance, if your project is in the church, you are a church building, raising fund after church, is a project, you know. You can even start it with a mass, you know, after the mass. So is what your projects determine what approach is. At times, funding in the church is a big church activity is a big. If, for instance, in Nigeria, the biggest project going on in Africa is within the churches. Yeah.
Yes.
If you go to Father Pastor Jerry, you see the big project they are having.
Like Zion Ministry currently in
Yes,
Ngopala.
if you see the project they are having. So in this kind of projects, we find out that the stakeholders, these are some of the things that will make stakeholders happy, to even bring more money to support the project in the fundraising. They like prayers and they like blessing. Incorporate all this in the main thing you are looking in for success. You want to raise 1 billion. Look for what is going to make those funders or those potential donations to come. If it's prayer, incorporate prayer in the agenda. But if you are been hired to handle an INEC or election project, you come and start telling them prayer. It's not possible. If you come where we have multi-religious, you know, like in Lagos or in Abuja, or where we have a multi-tribal or religion, you come and say you want. Is it after the prayer? Then you start from the Catholic. You start from the. If you finish, you do the Pentecostals, you do the Anglican, then you do the Muslim. Is that what you are going to do? So you don't go and model up your projects. It's not a funny. At times we bring problem for ourselves in this name of we are righteous or no. As a matter of fact, it's not necessary for all this only if you are in the church and the church board. For me, there's nothing like prayer, this in a project. No. It shouldn't be part of the items.
Item 7, okay.
Item 7, yeah, you and your team can even decide to have a meeting in a restaurant. Who tell you don't have a meeting in a restaurant? After the meeting, then everybody start buying. All of you are professionals. As a project manager, you are a big boy. Most people in the project can afford to buy their meal. So you don't want anybody to come and give you item 7. You can buy your lunch. They pay you ridiculous amount of money as a project manager. So you shouldn't be coming because of item 7. Because you have enough money to buy whatever you want. All these things, when a company is paying, for instance, here in London, they pay as a project manager, they pay you 600 pounds a day. And chicken and chips is highest a 2 pieces of chicken and chips is £5. So if the highest, even if you want to go to Turkish restaurant or Indian restaurant, highest thing you can spend there for your lunch is £50. So somebody who is earning 600 pounds and you even decide to remove 50 pounds in a top restaurant, is not going to shake you because you have a lot still remaining for you. So when you do item 7 is when you're in the village where some people are coming because they are hungry, they are looking for where to eat. That's where we start doing item 7. But not one
sir.
are doing a serious business. And in terms of camera ready, we're not forcing anybody to do anything. Yeah, I tell you what is best for me. I tell you, I give you my ground rule. I'm not going to force you to follow my ground rule. But if you don't do it, I'm not going to do what you want me to do. It's as simple as that. So I'm not going to encourage anybody to, if you are not motivated enough to learn the way we want you to learn, that you want me to bend in a certain way to encourage you, I'm not going to encourage you. At this your age, if you need encouragement to make money or to become a top dog, for where you are not getting that encouragement. If it's like all these kids in nursery school, I can start sharing them, lolly, all these sweets to encourage them to come to class to do this. Yeah, we know we are building them. But you who have finished university, you even started working, you are not happy where you are, you want a career change, and you want me to encourage you to become a project manager, a high earner, I'm not gonna do that.
Okay, sir. Thank you for your time.
Yeah. Emmanuel, Fred.
Greetings, Mr. Charles. Greetings, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Charles, for the classes. It has been so far so good. My question this evening is, so far in the class, I've heard you mention some platforms like Jira and that of Agile. So I just want to know what are they for and when do we start making use of these sites or platforms?
Yeah, these are project tools and collaborative environment, and we'll have plans. So when we get there, we meet them. We cannot jump any lesson to get to another lesson because all of them are important. All you need to do is, you don't even need to exercise patience. Try to learn the one that is at your feet. You don't try to learn Jira be more than project kickoff meeting, because project kickoff meeting is more important than Jira for now, because you are coming to manage people. People are more dynamic. You'll be able to manage tool. Jira is a tool. You know, you can manage a tool, you can master a tool, but you cannot master human beings. So it's more important to learn how to manage people than how to manage most projects. 80% of failed projects failed because of stakeholder management. People couldn't manage the stakeholders. So, yeah, but based on your question, they are collaborative tools, and we are going to get there when we get there. It's part of the deliverables we have.
All right, sir. Thank you so much.
All right. Okay. Thank you, everyone, and remain motivated. So,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Charles.
remember to reflective questions.
Thank you, sir.